Good morning, second grade. Today we're going to learn about the phases of the moon. Does anybody know how many phases there are in the moon?
6.
Close. Any other guesses?
4.
4. You guys are really close. There's actually 8 phases of the moon. Today we're going to learn about all 8 while using Oreo cookies. So I have a short little video to show you. How many of you have ever seen Despicable Me?
Oh, me.
Oh, it's a great movie. The first one where Gru tries to steal the moon, does anybody remember that part? Yeah? Okay, well we're going to watch a short video about Gru stealing the moon. Okay, is it really possible to shrink down the moon so that you can hold it in your hands?
Yep.
You think so?
Yep.
Why?
Because Gru did it.
Oh, well, today we're going to learn that it's really not possible because of gravity and the orbit. And why can we sometimes see it so close and other times we can't? That's because of the phases of the moon. Sometimes the moon's there and sometimes it's not. Okay, second graders, these are our objectives. We're going to identify the 8 different phases of the moon cycle by arranging them with Oreo cookies in the sequential order. Now, this is a big word, but that just means correct order. Our other language objective is the student will describe 4 of the 8 phases. Since this is a little advanced for second graders, we're just going to try to get the 4 main ones down. We have a few new words that I want us to practice. I wrote them in English and Spanish to be a better help for you. Our first word is orbit. Can we all say orbit?
Orbit.
Orbit. Good. And that means when the moon is going in its cycle. So it's going in a circle, and you know your teacher can't draw, but let's pretend like this is Earth. And the moon, because it goes around Earth, right?
So it orbits the Earth?
Orbits. Good job. Way to use that in a sentence. Yes, it orbits the Earth. The next is phases of the moon. Can we say phases of the moon?
Phases of the moon.
Right, that is what we're learning about today. And does somebody remember how many I just said are in there?
8.
8, right. But today we're just going to focus on 4 of them. We'll learn about the other 4 tomorrow, but I really want you to understand these first 4. So, what is it called when there's the 8 of them?
The phases of the moon.
Right. Last is telescope. Can we all say telescope together?
Telescope.
Correct. Does anybody know what a telescope is?
You look through it and it makes things closer.
Right. Since we can't just walk out like Gru did and just go see the moon, we use a telescope to help us see it at night better. Even though we can see it in the night sky, a telescope helps to bring it closer so we can really study it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you first the phases of the moon. I'm going to draw it because then we're going to use this worksheet with our Oreo cookies and we're going to draw the same thing, but our Oreos are going to show us. So first I'm going to show you how. It first starts with a new moon. A new moon is when you cannot see anything in the night sky because kind of like us, we need some rest. So when we go to sleep tonight, let's just compare that to sleeping. So we don't have anything. We can't see the new moon. Second is the first quarter. So if you think of baseball or softball, you gotta go to the first base. And that shows that half of the moon you can see at night. There's a phase here, but we're going to skip that one today. So then, there's another phase right here. But as soon as it goes from the first quarter, it goes to a full moon. Has anybody seen a full moon at night?
Me.
Yeah, a few of you have. What does it look like?
You can see all of it.
All of it? Right. So we're going to color in all of it. So when we can see all of it, it's like the moon is completely awake. And it's like us at school right now. We're completely awake. Next is the third quarter. It's kind of weird because it goes from first to third. So when we skip by odd numbers and we go 1, 3, 5, that's how we can remember it. So it goes 1, 3. The third quarter is the moon when it's going back to sleep. So there's just half of it that you can see. So it goes new moon, first quarter, full moon, and third quarter. And then the cycle starts all over again. Second graders, we're going to have a sheet of paper that looks like this. It has the cycle of the moon, and the inside it has the earth, because what does the moon go around?
The earth.
Yeah, right, the earth. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Oreos that I have here and be sure not to eat them at all until the end. Then we're going to cut them in half and we're going to separate them. So there's going to be 8 total. And then we're going to take our spoons and we're going to cut off some of the filling to represent or to show what the different phases look like. Okay, each of you have been given 8 cookies. Actually, 4 cookies that we're going to turn into 8. And what I want you to do with each cookie is I want you to twist it like this and then pull it apart. So you have 2 different ones. Perfect. Let's do that with all of them. If one breaks, that's okay. We have this whole box. That's okay. We can work with it. Good job. Okay, with our charts, we're going to fill out the representing, or the ones, it says the first quarter, waning crescent, new moon, and so on. We're going to fill this out with what these look like. So use your other chart that I passed out with what they look like to help you out. So can you please pick out a cookie that looks like a full moon? Yeah, perfect. Now let's look at our chart and see where it says, okay, let's look on our chart to see where we can put this that says full moon.
Right there.
Good job. Now let's pick out one that has the first quarter. The first quarter shows half of the moon is visible, or that you can see it at night. Do we have anyone that only has half on it? Good. Let's put that one on there. Where does that go?
Do I need to flip it?
Yeah. Flip it. Oh, we broke it. It's not a big deal. Okay, these ones that are still full, let's cut these in half and take some of the filling off with your spoon.
Uh-oh, I broke the cookie.
That's okay. Let's use mine. We'll just take this one.
Here you go. I got it. It's okay.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Okay.
Now let's do this one again. And put it on the other. Good job, Molly. Okay, now a new moon means there's nothing that you can see at night. Do you have any cookies that look like a new? Perfect. Good job. Now, the last quarter or the first quarter is the exact same thing as the first quarter, but it's on the opposite side or it's on the other side. So look at our first quarter. What does that look like?
That
Right. So let's try to find a cookie that looks exactly like that one. Do we have any of them that look like that? Right. Let's grab that cookie. Now, would it be the same exact, or since it's going in a circle and it's changing, would it look the other way? Bless you.
The other way.
Right, so let's turn it. These next ones get a little tricky, so I think we're just going to skip them because we just want to focus on the most important ones. So let's color them in. Let's color in the ones that we didn't use our cookies for, like the chart that I gave. So which one do you want to start with?
The full moon. Can we do that?
Full moon. What does the full moon look like again?
You can see the whole thing.
Right, so let's slide this over, and I want you to color exactly what your cookie shows. Good. Way to stay inside the lines. Okay, now what comes next? The first quarter, the new moon, or the third quarter when we think about a circle and we think about a clock and the way that it goes? We're here. What comes next?
The first quarter?
Right, that's up here at the top. So let's move our cookie and color the exact way that our cookie looks.
Do I just cut it in half?
Yeah.
Because we can only see half the moon.
Right. Good job. Okay, now what comes next?
That one.
Right, the waxing crescent. But that's a little advanced for us, and I just want us to know the main four ones. So what would come next in our circle?
Then that one.
That one. Do you remember what that one's called? If not, that's okay.
No.
This one's called the new moon. That's when at night we can't see anything. So let's move the new moon, and would you color it?
No, there's no frosting on the Oreo.
Right, good job. So let's move that off to the side. And then what is the last one?
The last one is that one.
Right, do you remember what this one's called?
That's the first quarter, right?
Right.
So, second quarter?
Close. It's actually called the third quarter, but it's also the last. It's kind of confusing, but it goes first, then third, like we're skipping by odd numbers. So let's move this off, and I want you to color it for me.
Half it again.
Half. Which side would it be on? Would it be the same exact as the first quarter, or would it be different than the first quarter?
Different, because we see a different part of the moon.
Right. Good job. Okay, so let's go over these again. What comes first? The new moon? The full moon? What comes first? It all just depends on where the month starts. So you can actually pick which one comes first.
The new moon.
Right. And is that full? Can you see it at night?
No, it's not. You can't see it at all.
Okay, correct. So then is what?
The first quarter.
Good job. Then what happens?
A full moon.
And the full moon has, what can you see when you look up at the full moon?
You can see the whole moon.
Can you see Guru?
No, he's not real.
Right. Then what happens?
Then the third quarter, because we skipped the second quarter.
Right, because we're counting by odd numbers and the moon is starting the cycle over again. Good job. Okay, now that we're done with our activity, we're going to do a little bit of review over our vocab words first. Can anybody tell me what orbit means?
To go around Earth.
Right, to go around Earth, but it also means just to go around something. Can anybody tell me what phases of the moon are?
There are 8, but we only learned 4 today.
Right, because we're learning the other 4 tomorrow. It just shows what the moon looks like when it's going in its cycle. And then can somebody tell me what we use a telescope to do?
To look at the moon.
To look at the moon, to be able to see it closer. Correct. So let's go over the 4 phases that we learned today. So, if this is Earth, what do we start out with?
The new moon.
Right, and what, can you see anything with the new moon?
No.
Right. Then we go to
first quarter.
first quarter. Good job, because we remember that we start counting and we start with 1, and we remember we think about baseball or softball and you gotta go to first. Then what happens?
The full moon.
The full moon, correct. Because the moon is wide awake and it's clear up there in the sky and it's completely full and you can see a perfect circle. Then we go to the
Third.
Right, first and third. So it's on the opposite side, and the moon is slowly starting to get tired again. And then we're back to the
new moon.
perfect. I think you guys got it down. Tomorrow we're going to work on the other 4 phases of the moon, which are waning and waxing and gibbous and crescent. So good job today, second graders.